So you just look at me and determine that I'm not going to be able to handle that patient. You don't know anything about my background. You don't know where I have come from. Let's talk about the ugly side of nursing, shall we? What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Lori. If you are new here, I am a family nurse practitioner, and last Sunday I uploaded my day in the life of a nurse practitioner vlog. I do those vlogs once a month when I go to the hospital to round, and that video has sparked a little bit of conversation over here on my YouTube channel, as well as over on my Instagram, in my DMs, and some emails. But I wanted to talk a little bit more about my experiences as a nurse and as a nurse practitioner. If you're new to the channel, I started in a nursing field around 2004, and that's when I became a nursing assistant. I did a whole video about my nursing journey. If you want to learn a little bit more about my nursing journey, I will link it in the cards and also in the description box. I quickly realized when I entered the nursing space that nursing is truly an initiation in a sorority that you did not sign up for. Yeah, what I mean by that is it's almost like you're getting hazed when you go work on some of these nursing units. You know how they do those hazing? I don't even know if they do hazing anymore because I don't know, I don't do sororities, but that's the feeling I got every time I move one step further within my nursing career. And I have seen it over and over and over again, and then they put this term on it like, oh, nurses eat their young. What the heck is that? Oh, nurses bully each other. That is what it is. And then they kind of cover it up and blanket it up with that term, which is absolutely ridiculous. I remember when I actually became a new nurse and I started working in the ICU. Yes, my last vlog that I said ICU nurses are the ones that give me the most attitude. If you didn't know, I am also a former ICU nurse. When I went to that unit and started to work, it was toxic. I felt uncomfortable, unwelcome, and questioning myself, like, why exactly am I here? People who know me know that I have a very strong personality, and I'm one of those people who, you know what, I'm not taking no ish. You can't, what? No girl can bully me. That is my attitude. But when you are vulnerable and you're a new nurse, or you are a nurse on a new unit, because I also believe that nurses who transition and go to another unit, sometimes they also fall victim to this. A lot of people really believe that nurse bullying is not a thing anymore, and it really is still a thing. On that ICU that I worked, there were pretty much two group of people, and this is why I come back to the whole initiation process, because it's like if you don't fit the mold or fit what they deem that you should be to be on this unit, you're a little bit ostracized. So on that unit I had two groups. There were the younger girls who society deemed was beautiful, and I'm going to put that in quotation because we know what society's standard of beauty was. That was them. And then you had the old hags. I shouldn't say that, but you have the older nurses who have been nurses for a very long time, and their issue was that I shouldn't have been there because I was a new grad and I didn't do my dues. However, one of the beautiful girls in that group was also a new grad on that unit, probably 8 months prior to me coming there, but she was widely accepted there. I remember just feeling so out of place. I really wanted to make this video because I really want to encourage you that if this is you right now and you're in this place, do not let anyone intimidate you or bully you out of what it is you are destined to do or what you want to do. I remember this was a 2010. They would just do underlining things. Like nobody was outrightly saying things to me, but some of the undermining things that they were doing was just so uncomfortable. I remember when I even went to the midnight shift and I was being precepted, one of the old hags precepted me on midnight. I'm not even gonna say she precepted me. She sat at the desk. I was very uncomfortable to ask her anything. I remember I used to ask my friend Latanya, who did the video with me about NP versus CRNA. She worked on that unit. I would ask her, and if she wasn't at work, I would call my sister because my sister was a nurse prior to me. So I would just call my sister and say, oh, I don't know this, because I would not want to ask these people anything because I didn't want to give them any more ammunition to say I didn't know something. And it's very sad that newer nurses, younger nurses kind of go through this phase, and it's really ugly truth of it. Now, in my time working as a nurse, the way how I used to handle it then is not how I handle negativity now. I was a very hothead. Sometimes I really think that I'm still a hothead, but the older I get, the more I realize that the way how I respond will determine the outcome of the situation. And that is why in that vlog I just said, you know what, professional Lori is in the building. I was not always like that though. I would just be ready. Like, you say something to me, I'm gonna take it to 10. That is not always the right way to respond to something, because then it's going to sometimes turn into, they're gonna say you are the bully, you are intimidating them, because I was actually in a situation just like that. If you're not comfortable, because nobody wants to go to work feeling uncomfortable, you need to talk to the person like, you know what, I don't agree with what you're doing, please don't do that. And you also need a paper trail. You see how these managers like to keep paper trail on you when you call off and when you're late? You need a paper trail to say, you know what, I spoke to this person, send that person an email, because everybody in the hospital has a hospital email address, and just say, listen, I talked to you about this, this, and this, and I hope moving forward we can have a professional working relationship. You need a paper trail, because people will lie and people will say, well, this never happened. There's a lot of instances and a lot of things that I can talk about, but it'll just make this video way too long. That whole nursing eat their young ish is never okay. And the funny thing is, I think I saw a survey one time that 60% of nursing students that they surveyed said that they expect to be bullied when they become nursing. Like, what profession are you an adult and you're entering that profession and you're saying, well, I expect to be bullied? What is that? I don't understand what that is. That is absolutely ridiculous and foolishness. I know some of you don't like these long talking videos, but you know what? Sometimes these are necessary to talk to you about, because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. I'm not the first, and I'm not going to be the last person to kind of go through this. When I said not only newer nurses face this, seasoned nurses face this, I had an incident happen to me before when I was an ICU nurse for like 9 years at the time. It's when I actually went back to school to become a nurse practitioner, and I started being a float pool nurse at another hospital. This nurse looks at me and then she's sizing me up. She's just looking at me, sizing me up. And then when they made the assignment, she says, well, I don't think she should get that patient, because it's too much going on with that patient. She's not going to be able to handle it. So you just look at me and determine that I'm not going to be able to handle that patient. You don't know anything about my background. You don't know where I have come from. At the time, I was just like, whatever, I don't care. You know what? A lot of things going on with that patient. It's going to save me a lot of trouble, because like I said, at the time I was in school to become an NP, and I had all my books anyways at night. You know, you're at work at night and you're studying. Yeah, so I didn't care. But I found it so absolutely ridiculous. And she did it in front of everyone at the desk. You know, like everyone at the desk. And I actually had a girlfriend that worked there at the time. Shout out to Madeline if you're watching. And she was like, why do you think that she can't handle a patient? She's an ICU nurse and she's actually in school to become a nurse practitioner. And the egg on her face, like she was like, oh, really? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh my God. And then for the entire night, she's trying to like apologize to me and telling my girlfriend, I hope she's not mad. But you know that that was an undermining comment. It's not okay. And things like this happen all the time. They do it to me when I get floated to like the med-surg unit. I'll get floated to the med-surg unit or the telemetry unit, and they do the same thing. They look at me, they size me up. Why do you think that I can't handle certain patients? And here I am standing. I actually have way more experience dealing with critical care patient, way more experience as a nurse than some of the nurses that even was doing it were nurses out of school for 1-2 years, and they just look at me and size me up. Why is it that when you look at me you think that I cannot handle certain things? Ask yourself that question if you are ever the person to do that to someone, because that's not okay. That is definitely just not okay. As a nurse practitioner now, and the challenges that I face and the things that I get a lot of stares, I get a lot of perplexed look on some people's faces, and it is so ridiculous. You never know what somebody's thinking in their mind. I get that. I can't read mind. I'm not a mind reader. But when you're looking at someone with disgust, I'm not understanding why that's a thing. You know what I mean? Like, that should just never be a thing. And like I said, the way how I handle things now as a nurse practitioner, I carry on about my business and do the job that I'm there to do. Because at the end of the day, I am not going to let no one stop me from walking into my purpose. And you know what? You got tired to see my face. You are going to be tired to see my face. And that is it. So I really want to encourage all of you guys, if you're going through anything like this or any challenges of this nature, like I said, I was not always the person to take the higher road. I was not. I remember instances in that ICU where I told off one of the nurses in front of everyone at the nursing station, and that was hella unprofessional, but I was just over it. I was over it. I'm not telling you to do that. Take my advice, talk to them decent and nice, get your paper trail together, and at the end of the day, you know why you are there, and you know what purpose you are going to fulfill, and you know where you're heading. So do not let others who are not heading anywhere deter you from where you are going. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you've been through any of these challenges in nursing. I will be back next week with my regular lab series, wound care stuff. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with someone who wants to hear this message. And again, nurses, walk in your faith, and you got this. Bye guys.